Hi guys, I hope everybody's having a great day today. If you're new here, my name's Nikki. I'm a beekeeper and I make beekeeping videos. If that's something you're interested in watching, hit the subscribe button. If you're one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and listening to what I have to say. I really appreciate it. So when I decided to start this channel, I got a suggestion to do a series of videos basically following a new beehive from installation in the spring all the way through week by week until that hive overwinters. So this is our week 9 of that series. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I'll link the playlist down in the description below and you can check them out if you want to. Today is 4th of July, so you probably won't see this video for another week or so. So I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday and I hope you got to spend a lot of quality time with your friends and family. So I am going to get my bee suit on and we will get started. All right, let's see how these ladies have done. Had some pretty decent weather this week. They're taking so much sugar syrup. Had a couple days this week where I put a front feeder back on for them just because they were taking so much, and because of my work schedule I wasn't able to get out here as often to replenish their sugar syrup. Lots of bees up here. So I'm hoping we've got some more drawn out up here. Yeah, lots and lots of bees up here. They have had just an enormous amount of brood in this hive. Don't see my queen up there. And just at first glance, I've got bees on these outer frames, which we haven't been seeing in the previous weeks just because there wasn't anything drawn out on them. So I'm going to give them a little bit of smoke and we'll get in here and check them out. Oh honey, you're stuck in the propolis. Here we go. Lots of sticky propolis. So here we have an empty outer frame. And this next frame, I can see that they have started to draw out, which was completely empty last week. So let's check the other side. So we do have new comb on the second most outer frame, and a tiny amount on the back side. So this was empty last week, and as you can see, they have started to draw that out. And here on the back, you can see just a little bit that they've started drawing. So definitely some progress. And progress on the next frame too, so. I think this frame had just the tiniest amount of comb on it last week, and this frame is almost completely drawn out on this side. So let's take a look and see. So you have a beautiful frame with new comb, lots and lots of eggs in here. They've got some syrup stored in here. And again, this was just the tiniest amount of comb last week, and we have a frame here of mostly syrup, some eggs, and brood here in the center. So far they have really picked up this past week, but we've had nice weather as well. So you can see on this side, I've got mostly syrup on there with some eggs and some brood down at the bottom. And this was our empty side last week. You can see they've drawn that out. There are eggs there in the center and syrup around the edges, which is already more syrup than they have been storing. Pretty brood frame next. So far, I'm happy with what these girls have done last week. So I have a frame here of brood. Checking the bottom for some queen cups, and I don't see any, and just some syrup being stored on the outside. And I have a frame of larvae on the other side. Lots of larvae, all different stages. Some eggs in here. And I apologize for the airplane above, but I live just a couple miles from a little airport. So here we have a frame, lots and lots of larvae and eggs, and here is a frame of capped brood with just some syrup on the edges. So this queen is still going strong. Lots of bees on this frame. And I have a frame of capped brood. Check our bottom here for some queen cells. Capped brood here. So much propolis on here. And I have a frame of capped brood on the other side with a queen cup here on the bottom that they just keep rebuilding. Same spot on the frame, I tear it down, they keep rebuilding. So here is a brood frame, and right there on the bottom in the corner is a queen cup. And a nice beautiful frame of brood here on the other side. So we will come back up and take care of that queen cup in a bit. And here we have, my queen is here. I've had my queen in this upper box, I think the last 3 or 4 inspections. So my queen's on this frame. They've made some progress on this frame. They have this side a little bit drawn out. And on this side, I've got eggs. They're rebuilding back those same queen cups on this frame. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the viewer suggestions, and when I destroy this queen cup, or these queen cups, I'm gonna put this frame in the bottom box and see if they are continuing to draw it out there. But let's see. My queen is there on this frame, and they've got a little bit more comb drawn on it. This frame was an empty frame last week, and on this side we've got some eggs and some brood, some syrup, and right in the center there, their same 3 queen cups that they just keep rebuilding, and they are empty. Actually, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 queen cups here. So we're gonna put this frame in our bottom box. So I'm not gonna switch them now because my queen's on the frame. And got a little bit of a bridge here they're building. So this next frame I can already tell has new comb drawn on it, but kind of doing some wacky stuff. So new comb here, we've got a little bit of a bridge that they're building, and new comb on this side. So that's a decent amount of progress in a week. So you can see here they've built out just a little bit, and this side they've built as well, but you can see they're kind of building a little bridge there. So I will take care of that as well. But we will just go ahead and remove this little bridge. Okay. Got a guard bee here that is trying to chase me away. So these last frames look to be empty, but we're still going to check them out. So I do have an empty frame. And we did have empty frames in the bottom, so hopefully we'll get down there and see if they've drawn those out. And empty frame here. And our last frame. Very sticky. And our last frame is empty. So go ahead and put these back together and go take a look at our bottom box. Okay, so I'm just going to check out my bottom here. Got some burr comb that we'll clean up. Okay. Lots of bees down here in the bottom box. I'm still thinking this outer frame isn't drawn out, so I am going to probably replace this outer frame with the frame in the top with all the queen cups on it. So still empty outer frame here. These bees really don't like it when I get into this bottom box. That's sort of normal. Heavy frame. And this side I have a frame of syrup. This is all syrup. And the back, just a teeny amount drawn out. So you can see here, just a small amount drawn out, same as last week. Lots and lots of syrup up here in this frame. Now put this one down. We've got new comb on the next frame. So far I'm super happy with how they're doing. So we've got some new comb on this side of the frame and new comb on this side, that just a tiny bit of syrup in a couple of these cells, but for the most part they're empty. So a little bit on this side, and they've got new comb on that side. Lots and lots of pollen. This frame is almost exclusively pollen. A little bit of syrup, mostly pollen. And on this side, we've got pollen and some eggs in here. So I'll show you these. So this frame is mostly pollen and a little bit of syrup. And on this side, a little bit of eggs, pollen, and syrup. Not too many eggs on this side though. So here I've got a frame of eggs and brood and some larvae that's not capped yet. And it does have a little bit of new comb on this frame as well. And I have a frame of eggs. Still has a tiny bit of capped brood left on here. So this frame is brood, eggs, and larvae. And this frame is almost all eggs in there, with just a little bit of capped brood left. Oh, sorry girls. Just gonna clean up this burr comb. Are sticky. So I have a frame of capped brood, a little bit of pollen, and this frame is lots of pollen and capped brood. We have this side, lots and lots of capped brood. And this side is pollen and capped brood. And they are almost all the way drawn out in this box now. So here I've got a frame of capped brood and some eggs. And this side is lots of pollen in here and a little bit of capped brood on the frame. And there are new eggs in this frame as well. So she's still laying really, really well. So that's this side and that side. No holiday for these girls. They are working. Not celebrating the 4th today. Change my gloves. I'm so sticky. So this frame, I've got lots of eggs in this frame as well, and capped brood. A little bit of syrup around the outside. And capped brood and eggs on this side. That's what we've got here. Looking for queen cups, I don't see any. And that side. I thought I might have had some queen cups there, but calm down. And this frame was pretty much empty last week. And this side is empty. This side. We've got a queen cup. They're kind of building a little strangely here. So you can see this side is empty. Let me blow them away so you can see. They kind of have little spots of this frame drawn with some syrup here on this side, and right in the center there is a queen cup that's empty. So since I'm already down here, I'm going to go ahead and destroy that queen cup. But this was an empty frame, or for the most part an empty frame last week. Okay. Now let's check our last frame. And this frame we've got empty on the back side. Ooh, a lot of pollen on this bee. And I've got a frame that has new comb on it that's just drawn. Those cells are empty. And in the center, we just have some syrup. My hair's getting crazy under here. So we have that side is empty. And that side we have some syrup and some empty cells. So definitely progress down here in the bottom box as well. So I'm going to put them together. I'm going to replace the empty frame that's on the outermost side here with the frame that has all those queen cups up in the top. And I am going to destroy those queen cups, but we're going to see if they continue to build them out now that the frame is down in the bottom box. So somebody commented, John commented on my last video and suggested that. So we're going to do an experiment and see what they do. Even though this week we've got a queen cup down here in the bottom, and they've typically just been making them up in the top. Okay guys, that was our week 9 inspection on this hive complete. My camera battery did die at the end, so I didn't get to film me putting the hive back together, but I did go in and I did tear down all the queen cells that we found. Now the one particular frame that they seem to be drawing a lot of them on and drawing them in the exact same spot on the frame, I did take a suggestion from one of my viewers on the last video, and I destroyed those queen cells and I put that frame down in the bottom box. And I replaced it with the outermost empty frame that was in the bottom and put that up in the top. So I'm curious to see if next week when we come back in, they will have drawn those queen cells back out. Just do a little experiment with that. This queen, still doing great. We did see her on this inspection. Lots and lots of eggs in here, still lots of brood. They're storing a little bit more syrup than they have in the past. They are taking a lot of sugar syrup, and I'm going to continue to give that to them. We are entering into our dearth here in Ohio. Now we still have a lot of stuff blooming. I still have clover that we have. Soybeans are flowering right now, and I live in farm country, so there are still some nectar and pollen sources for the bees, but I'll just continue to give them the sugar syrup to kind of augment that. They've got a lot more drawn out from last week to this week, a lot more up in the top box and even a little bit more down in the bottom box, so that's really, really nice to see. Hopefully next week they'll have even more. If you have any questions about this hive or beekeeping in general, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.